Here's the whole cluster. A front-end pod, a service, its endpoints, core DNS, and 2 back-end pods. Every single one says running. And when it works, the path is simple. The request resolves the service name, hits the service, and lands on a back-end pod. Keep your eye on this one box, endpoints. It lists the pod IPs the service actually points to. This humble object is the hero of the whole video. Because here's the paradox. Every pod is healthy, and the front end still can't reach the back end. One link in this chain is quietly broken. Let's find it. Failure 1. Same cluster, everything running, and the front end can't reach the back end. This is the #1 cause, so watch closely. Someone changed one word. The backend pods are now labeled app equals API, but the service still selects app equals backend. And that's the whole bug. The selector and the label don't match, so the service is pointing at 0 pods. Healthy pods, selected by nobody. Here's the tell, the one command that proves it. Kubectl get endpoints backend -svc, and it says, none, empty. The service selects nothing. The fix is one word, make the label match the selector. Endpoints instantly populates with the pod IPs, and the path reconnects. The pods were healthy the whole time. They were just orphaned, selected by no one. Failure 2. Same cluster, but this time the selector is perfectly fine, so the bug is somewhere else entirely. Here it is. The service forwards traffic to port 8080, but the app inside the pod actually listens on port 3000. So watch what happens. The request resolves, hits the service, reaches the pod, and then bounces off a closed port. Nothing is listening on 8080. And here's the trap that wastes hours. Endpoints is green. It has IPS, so it is not a selector problem. Green does not mean done. The tell here is connection refused, a port problem, not a selector problem. Fix the target port to 3000, point the service at the port the app really uses, and the request completes. Failure 3. Now selector's fine, port's fine, endpoints is green, every check passes, and it still doesn't connect. The culprit is invisible, a default deny network policy sitting between the front end and the back end. It's a firewall inside your cluster, and it silently drops the packet. The request resolves, the service routes it, the port is correct, but it never arrives because a wall in the middle drops it mid-flight. No error, no refusal, just gone. So here's the tell. When every check passes but traffic simply vanishes, suspect a network policy. Kubectl get network policy. The fix is to add an ingress rule that allows frontend to reach backend. The wall opens, and the request flows through. Failure 4 is different from all the others. This one never even reaches the service. The front end asks core DNS to turn the name backend-svc into an IP address, and it can't. The request dies at step 0, before the chain even begins. And that's the key. With no IP, there's no destination. The service, the endpoints, the pods, none of it matters yet. You never got out the gate. Here's the cleanest tell in all of Kubernetes networking. Curl the service by name. It fails. Curl a pod by its IP, it works. When by IP works but by name fails, that points straight at DNS. The fix is to correct the service name or check that your core DNS pods are healthy. Resolution comes back, and the request finally leaves the gate. 4 failures. Each one felt like the whole problem while you were in it, but you didn't have to guess 4 times. One command, run first, would have told you exactly which of these 4 you were looking at. Here it is. Here it is, the tree nobody draws. Pods running but can't connect? Don't guess. Run one command first. Kubectl get endpoints on your service. If it says none, you're done thinking about 3 of these 4. The selector doesn't match the label. Fix the selector. That's failure 1. If it has IPs, the selector is fine, so curl the service. Connection refused means the wrong target port. A timeout or a drop means a network policy. If the name won't resolve, it's DNS. And if it connects but your app still errors, that one's not Kubernetes at all. Hold that thought. That's the whole thing. One command, run first, splits every pod's running but can't connect bug in half. Pause and screenshot this. So here's the honest twist. This time everything is green. It resolves, endpoints has IPs, the port is right, and the request travels all the way and lands on the pod. And the app returns a 500. Look where the failure is. Not on any link, every wire is teal, but inside the container itself. The one box in this whole diagram we never once lit up. Every single Kubernetes check passed, which means the bug was never Kubernetes. It's a bad connection string, a missing environment variable, your app config. Half the K8's networking bugs in your logs were your own app the whole time. Check the cluster in one command, then look inside the box. So save this one. Every branch of the tree starts with a single command, get endpoints. From there, the tell tells you the fix. It's all right here on screen. None means selector. Refused means port. Dropped means policy. Name fails means DNS. Green but still erroring means your app. Save this to your Kubernetes playlist and start with get endpoints every time. You can now debug any service that won't connect inside the cluster. But there's one more hop. How does a request from the outside world, a browser, actually reach this service in the first place? That's the difference between cluster IP, node port, and load balancer, and where ingress fits. That's the next episode. Before you go, what's the weirdest it was running but completely broken bug you've ever hit? Tell me in the comments. I'll pick the best one and debug it on camera. Subscribe for K8's 101, one broken cluster at a time.